What's the worst piece of advice that you've ever taken? What I've taken is something that a lot of us have shared with other adults and really honestly think it's the most responsible thing to say to an adult in the world. The advice that I was given is, if you are going through things as an adult, you really shouldn't complain about it. You just have to learn to deal with it. Keep your mouth closed and deal with it, because as an adult, we have to push through for everybody else, to take care of everybody else, especially if you have a kid or you have a spouse. We're conditioned to have to be there and be everything for everyone. That we're pretty much told to push away all things that we are encountering into the deepest depths of our soul. Now, I'm not saying that it didn't sound appealing, but it doesn't sound stupid or impossible, because you're getting this advice from other adults who have lived on this earth for thousands and thousands and thousands of more years than you. So you're thinking, well, if they can do it and they have done it, then that means it works, right? It means that all of us as adults should be able to do just that. That life is just life. Adulting is just adulting. You got to keep pushing through it, keep smiling through it, keep going. But how many of us have actually kept showing up? Raise your hands. Kept showing up. How many of us have taken that same advice and stopped expressing emotions towards anyone or anything? Another raise of hands. Yeah. How many of us have also acted like everything is okay? Me. Another raise of hands. And how many of us, because of what we've been told and the advice that we were given, have been convinced that this is just simply what being an adult means? Big hands. Big hands. Yeah, I think all of us. Well, here's the thing. And it took me a little bit of time to realize, hey, this advice that I'm being given, it don't work for me. It just don't work. I'm still feeling all the feels. I'm still trying to convince myself that this is what an adult looks like, and we just have to endure. But enduring at the sake of what and at the sake of who? I've come to realize that not everybody is strong enough to do that. We ain't our grandmamas and great grandmamas and aunties, and we not them. Should we not even sometimes our actual parents who have done that we can see that they've done that? But I've realized that I'm strong, and I'm strong as an adult to a certain extent. And I've realized that I gotta tend to me still, in all the midst of this, of having to step outside of myself and take care of everything else. What we're doing is we're neglecting ourselves. We are neglecting who we are to accomplish goals for other people, to see other people win and other people grow. So when we going to do something for us? And when are we going to realize that that is mentally taxing to worry about everybody else and fake the funk So nobody knows that deep down we are running on E, and we are feeling like the world is crumbling around us and there's nobody to catch us. Because let's think about it. A number of us, right, as adults, have been that strong friend for a number of people, right? But who's been the strong friend for you? Who's really been there to catch you when you're falling? Who's really there to pick you up when you're down? Who's really there to just rub your back and tell you gonna be all right, that they gonna help you through this? A number of us don't have that opportunity afforded to us. We don't have those kind of people. And so we tend to go down this rabbit hole of spiraling into this deep, dark place. And you find yourself couch riding. You find yourself only waking up to go to work. You find yourself not taking a shower for a week. You find yourself not talking to anyone. So what happened? What is making us now stop and think about what is happening to us, why it's happening to us, and what we need to do to move forward? What are we noticing in that pattern of trying to do so much that now we're burning ourselves out, that we can avoid doing in the future? Because if we continue to keep doing this, we're constantly putting up a front. We're numbing ourselves. We are emotionally exhausted. We're lashing out on the ones that we love. We are yelling at them, cussing at them. And then we constantly having to come back around to apologize because we don't mean it. You feel neglected from you. And you feel completely disconnected from yourself. So why didn't this advice work? What were you actually needing? This didn't work because this is not a one-size-fits-all solution. Not everybody is built like that. Some people have tougher skin to deal with things than other people. And also, some people might actually be going through something emotionally. And because you don't know that, when you give that type of advice, they're not thinking about, I have these emotional things that I need to deal with. They now are being told to push them away to the wayside because they don't matter, because they're an adult and they have adult things to handle. They have bills, they have food, they have kids, they have a spouse, they have a job. We're wearing 10,000 hats. You don't have time to care for yourself. Nobody cares about you. You don't have time to care about you either. But what you actually need is support. Support in a way that sees you where you are, meets you where you're at, and helps you to evolve from that place. If I see that I'm in an emotional rut, I'm not going to tell myself to throw away my feelings because I have X, Y, and Z responsibilities. No, I need to assess what those things are, because if I'm not okay, this house don't run. The husband don't get attended to. The bills ain't getting paid. The job ain't getting done. If I'm not me, if I'm not tending to my own garden, if I'm not pouring into myself and watering myself. I have to take care of home. Home is me. Home is this. You see this? All this got to get taken care of. We've done too much of this throwing ourselves away. We need to come back to self. We need to realize where we are, meet ourselves where we're at, and see what we need to tend to so that we can be well taken care of. Because now if mentally we're good, everything else is going to fall into place. Especially if you have a partner. You can lean on your partner and say, this is what I need for you to do. Because if you can contribute this, I can now contribute this. You can now properly delegate certain things to your kids if they're old enough. You can finally feel more at peace in your home because now it's not as dysfunctional anymore. The dysfunction starts here. And then once the dysfunction doesn't get cleared up from up here, oh baby, it reflects everywhere else. Your bathroom dirty, your kitchen is dirty, just everything is out of whack. So what I believe now is that the advice of itself isn't exactly bad. It's not the worst advice, but it's also not the best and most sound and most respectful piece of advice to give someone. Because at the end of the day, you don't know at what point of their life that you're meeting them at, and they could already be at a broken point. And all they could have really needed was some tender love and care, not some rigorous 10-step recipe on how to be a dictator in their own life and how to be more structured. That doesn't work for everybody. You got to take care of yourself. You have to make room for you. Even as an adult, even with bills, even with responsibilities, you still have to make time for yourself. I'm learning that right now. To make time for me. To go outside and be in nature. I don't like bugs, but to be in nature. To come in my home and see what I can pick up. Clean it up. Even if it is just one corner at a time. Thinking about what can I do for myself to help elevate myself to the next level every day. And taking one thing to do that. And then when I feel like my cup is full enough, I can then turn to anybody else and say, what can I do for you today? How can I pour into your cup? Because by us telling each other that, we are forcing ourselves to run ourselves dry and try to continue to keep pouring from an empty cup into other people and other things. How in the world are you supposed to quench somebody's thirst from an empty well? How? How are you supposed to water plants and tend to a garden with no water? You got the watering can, but you ain't got no water. How are you supposed to do that? We have to think of ourselves in that sense. We come with a lot as humans, and especially as women, we come with wearing a lot of baggage on us. The world depends on us to take care of them and everything surrounding them. So we need to keep in mind that yes, baby, we are needed. We are needed. We are absolutely needed in this world. We need to understand that even though we're needed, we need to start taking care of us first before we can take care of the whole world. We can't do for the world if we ain't doing for us. And if that makes us a little bit selfish, then so be it. Let us be selfish. Because I will be selfish all day to make sure that I am mentally sane, to be able to wake up another day and be grateful to be waking up alive, healthy, and full. Because I enjoy pouring into other people, but I don't enjoy feeling like somebody is squeezing me like a lemon and just completely just leaving me to hang there. Just constantly squeezing me. To just never be full again. But I don't really honestly think that the problem with what was given was pushing through hard seasons. I think the biggest problem here is that we think we have to abandon ourselves in order to do that, and while we're doing that. You have to honor yourself. You have to prioritize your healing, and you need to learn how to grow without ignoring what you need. And with that being said, what is one piece of advice that if you had to think about it, that you would like to unlearn? Sound off in the comments down below. I would love to know what that piece of advice is, because shoot, you might not be the only one who wants to unlearn that, and it might be something that I need to work on. So sound off, comments down below, and I'll meet you right back here at this couch so we can learn that new lesson together.